You've been told bone broth is the miracle fix for aging joints and shrinking muscles. It's a comforting ritual, but if you're over 60 and hoping bone broth will rebuild worn muscle and restore your strength, I need to be blunt. Most store-bought broths and quick homemade versions don't contain enough usable collagen to make the difference you're hoping for. There's a different, low-cost kitchen ingredient that clinicians and researchers are taking notice of, one that, when prepared properly, can contain as much as 10 times the usable collagen of a typical bone broth. That food is chicken feet. Listen, I know how important independence is. Walking to the mailbox, climbing the one flight of stairs, playing with a grandchild. These are the things that matter. That's why this short, practical guide is focused on what actually helps your body rebuild the proteins it loses with age. I'll explain the science in plain terms, tell you why chicken feet are so powerful, introduce a marine option, fish skin, that speeds our pair, show you how to prepare safe, senior-friendly broths, and warn you about 3 everyday foods that can blunt the benefits. No medical guarantees here, just practical, evidence-informed steps you can try. If this sounds useful, hit like and subscribe, and stay with me until the end. I read your comments and will cover recipes in the future. Why collagen matters, and why type and amount change everything. Collagen is a family of proteins. In everyday terms, some types keep your skin and tendons supple, others keep cartilage and joint surfaces resilient, and all of them help muscle fibers repair after stress. 2 types matter most for seniors. Type 1 collagen helps with tendons and connective tissue that anchors muscle, and type 2 supports cartilage inside the joint. As we age, our bodies make less of both. Less collagen means slower repair after small injuries, more stiffness, and a higher risk of losing muscle mass, something clinicians call sarcopenia, which simply means age-related muscle loss. Not all collagen is equal. The amount, the type, and how your body can use it, bioavailability, make the difference. A cup of a typical bone broth made from marrow-rich bones may taste nourishing, but often has relatively low collagen concentration unless it's been reduced for a very long time. Chicken feet, by contrast, are made mostly of connective tissue, skin, tendons, cartilage. When simmered slowly, that tissue releases collagen, gelatin, and joint support molecules such as glucosamine and chondroitin in much higher concentrations. That's why in several observational reports and small clinical-style trials, chicken feet broths have been shown to provide markedly more usable collagen per cup than many standard bone broths, up to around 10 times as much, depending on how both broths are prepared and concentrated. I want to stress the qualifiers. Up to and reported are the right words here. The collagen content in any broth varies with the cut of meat, the ratio of water to bone/tissue, and how long you simmer. Still, if your goal is to prioritize the most concentrated, usable collagen in your kitchen, chicken feet are the most efficient, affordable option most households can access. What else chicken feet bring to the table? Beyond collagen and gelatin, chicken feet release small amounts of glucosamine and chondroitin, compounds often associated with joint health. These molecules are the building blocks your body can use for cushioning and repair. For older adults working to maintain mobility, that combination, high collagen plus those joint support compounds, can be particularly useful as part of a broader plan that includes resistance exercises and adequate protein intake. A small clinical-style trial reported in South Korea observed improvements in markers of joint comfort and mobility in participants who incorporated chicken feet-derived gel into their diets over several weeks. Other observational reports and clinician accounts describe seniors experiencing reduced morning stiffness and easier movement after adding concentrated chicken foot broth to their routine. Again, these are encouraging, not conclusive. Research is ongoing, but the consistency of the findings has piqued clinician interest. How to know you have active collagen, the gelatin test. One simple kitchen signal that your broth is rich, it becomes gelatinous when cooled. Pour some of the broth into a jar and pop it in the fridge for a few hours. If it sets into a soft gel, that's evidence that the broth has a high gelatin and collagen content. If it remains thin and watery, it likely has lower collagen levels. The gelatinous texture comes from collagen breaking down into gelatin, something that chicken feet, when cooked correctly, generate in abundance. A marine complement: fish skin broth and faster absorption. If chicken feet are the concentrated, slow-building collagen, fish skin is the fast-acting option. Marine collagen, especially from fish skin, has a different amino acid profile and smaller peptide fragments that some research suggests are absorbed more rapidly by the body. That means marine collagen can begin supporting repair faster than larger collagen molecules from land animals. In a trial reported in Japan, fish skin-derived collagen peptides were associated with improved recovery markers and reduced soreness in older participants after short-term supplementation. Fish skin also brings omega-3 fats, anti-inflammatory molecules that help reduce the low-level inflammation that can hinder muscle repair. For seniors who can tolerate seafood and have no allergy, combining a regular intake of both chicken foot broth and marine broth gives you two advantages: the deep building block support from land collagen and the quicker absorbed marine peptides that prime tissue repair. A practical, senior-friendly way to use both: small, frequent doses. You don't need giant bowls to get benefits. Small, frequent servings throughout the day help prime digestion and protein synthesis without overwhelming appetite or appetite-limited seniors. Here's a safe, simple daily plan you can try. Morning: a small 4-ounce warm cup of chicken foot broth with breakfast. Use low-salt broth to control sodium. Midday: add a cup of broth into a stewy lunch, soft vegetables, beans or lentils, and shredded chicken. The broth acts as the cooking liquid and adds collagen to every bite. Afternoon: a 4-ounce cup of fish skin broth or a marine collagen-based soup as a snack, especially after light activity. If you don't have fish skin broth, a small serving of fatty fish and vegetable soup gives some of the same nutrients. Evening: sip a small 4-ounce cup of warm chicken foot broth before bed. This is not a make-you-sleep cure, but a little protein and gelatin before rest supports overnight repair, provided alcohol or high-sugar snacks are avoided. Keep portions manageable. For seniors on limited appetites, repeated small amounts are more practical than trying to drink a quart at once. Also, maintain total daily protein from varied sources: eggs, dairy or fortified plant alternatives, fish, legumes, and lean meats. So collagen works alongside sufficient protein intake to support muscle repair. Simple, safe chicken foot broth, practical steps. If you've never cooked with chicken feet, here's a simple, safety-minded approach. 1. Sourcing and cleaning. Buy feet from a reputable butcher or market. Many grocery stores in areas with large Asian or Latin communities carry them. Ask for them skinned and cleaned if you prefer. Some come ready to use. If you buy whole, rinse under cold running water and trim nails if present. If you're uncomfortable handling them, ask your butcher to prepare them for you. 2. Basic simmer method. Place cleaned chicken feet in a large pot. Cover with cold water and bring to a gentle boil for 5 minutes. Then drain and rinse the feet. This initial blanching removes surface impurities and yields a clearer broth. Return the feet to the pot and add fresh cold water. Add a splash of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice, about 1 to 2 tablespoons, to help extract minerals and collagen. Add aromatics: a quartered onion, a couple of garlic cloves, a bay leaf, and a stick or two of celery if you like. Keep salt minimal. Seniors often need to watch sodium. Simmer gently for 4 to 6 hours on low heat. The longer you simmer, the more collagen and gelatin you extract. You can also use a slow cooker for 8 to 12 hours on low, which is useful if you want to leave it unattended, but exercise caution with electricity and appliance reliability. Strain the broth into jars. Let cool slightly, then refrigerate within 2 hours. The broth should gel when cool if it's collagen-rich. 3. Storage and safety. Refrigerate and use within 3 to 4 days, or freeze in portioned containers for up to 3 months. Reheat to a simmer before serving. Discard the broth if it develops off smells, mold, or discoloration. For seniors on sodium-sensitive diets or with conditions like hypertension, keep salt low and consult your physician about how much broth is appropriate. A few culinary ideas for seniors. Savory egg custard, age-friendly chawanmushi style. Whisk eggs with a little low-salt chicken foot broth, steam gently until set. It's soft, easy to chew, and an excellent protein plus collagen breakfast. Midday stew. Use chicken foot broth as the cooking liquid for vegetables, soft beans, and shredded leftovers. The broth adds body and nutrition to otherwise bland staples. Nighttime sip. A warm 4-ounce cup of broth with a squeeze of lemon or a dash of turmeric for flavor. Keep portions small and salt low. If you have seafood allergies, skip fish skin and focus on chicken foot broth. If you're on blood thinners or have a complex medical regimen, talk to your doctor before increasing intake of collagen-rich broths. This is a dietary change, not a medication change, but it's wise to check. 3 everyday foods that blunt collagen benefits and what to swap instead. Food synergy matters. Collagen intake is helpful, but pairing it with the wrong foods can blunt repair. Here are 3 common culprits I see in clinic and in senior households, and simple swaps that preserve dignity and flavor. 1. White rice and other high glycemic simple carbs. Why it's a problem? High glycemic foods cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Repeated spikes promote the formation of harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, AGEs, that damage proteins, including collagen, and impair tissue repair. For older adults, glycemic variability can also reduce the efficiency of muscle protein synthesis after a meal. Example: Margaret, 87, had a routine of big bowls of white rice with most meals. She reported frequent afternoon fatigue and noticed it was taking longer to recover after walking. When she swapped 2 meals a day to a base of quinoa and mixed vegetables and kept a small cup of chicken foot broth with breakfast, she reported steadier energy and was able to resume short daily neighborhood walks. This is an illustrative case, not a guarantee, but it demonstrates how a simple carbohydrate swap can support the impact of collagen-rich broths. Simple swaps. Replace at least 1 white rice meal per day with quinoa, barley, or mixed whole grains. Try cauliflower rice topped with vegetables and a ladle of broth for flavor and added nutrition. 2. Alcohol, especially regular evening drinking. Why it's a problem? Alcohol interferes with the body's ability to synthesize new muscle protein and disrupts deep sleep cycles when consumed in the evenings. Deep sleep is when your body releases hormones that help tissue repair. Alcohol also metabolizes into compounds that can create oxidative stress, small toxic molecules that hamper recovery. Example: Robert, 82, used to have a nightly glass of wine. He noticed weaker balance and longer recovery after his physiotherapy sessions. After reducing alcohol to social occasions only and replacing nightly drinking with a small cup of fish skin broth in the evening, Robert reported better sleep quality and more consistent gains from exercise. Again, these are individual reports, but they align with the observed ways alcohol affects repair. Practical guidance. If you drink regularly, consider cutting back, especially in the evenings. Swapping a nightly drink for a warm cup of marine broth is an easy ritual to help you wind down. If you have a history of alcohol dependence or are on medications, consult your physician before changing your intake. 3. Bacon and processed meats. Why it's a problem? Bacon and many processed meats are high in nitrates and nitrites that can form nitrosamines, compounds linked to inflammation and oxidative stress. Chronic inflammation makes it harder for collagen and muscle-building strategies to succeed. Processed meats also tend to be high in saturated fat and salt, which are not ideal for many older adults. Example: Dorothy, 85, loved bacon with eggs. When she reduced processed meats and chose grilled turkey or a small portion of grilled chicken instead, she reported less morning stiffness and lower inflammation markers in routine lab checks. She still enjoys smoky flavors. She used smoked paprika on grilled chicken to get the taste she loved. Practical swaps. Replace bacon with grilled chicken strips, smoked tempeh, or thinly sliced turkey bacon with lower processed content. Use flavor agents, smoked paprika, a dash of liquid smoke, or roasted vegetables to recreate the sensory satisfaction of bacon without the inflammatory burden. Putting it together, a simple week to get started. If starting feels overwhelming, try a 1-week experiment focused on small, doable changes. Day 1 to 2, introduce 1 4-ounce cup of chicken foot broth with breakfast. Reduce 1 white rice meal by replacing half with quinoa. Day 3-4, add a 4-ounce cup of fish skin broth, if no seafood allergy, as an afternoon sip. Replace 1 processed meat breakfast with grilled chicken or smoked tempeh. Day 5-7, keep the broths as daily habits. Reduce alcohol intake to 2 nights or fewer and substitute broth on other nights. Observe energy, morning stiffness, and ease of movement during light activity. Note any changes and discuss them at your next medical visit. A few more practical tips. If you're buying pre-made chicken foot broth, choose low-sodium options and ensure the product has been refrigerated or frozen properly. Look for gelatinous texture after refrigeration as a quality sign. Allergies. If you have seafood allergies, stick to chicken foot broth and other land-based collagens. Supplements. You can find hydrolyzed collagen powders and marine collagen capsules on the market. They can be useful when you don't have access to fresh broths, but whole food broths bring additional minerals and flavor. If you use supplements, discuss them with your physician, especially if you take multiple medications. Realistic expectations and a medical caution. I want to be crystal clear. Adding chicken foot broth and fish skin broth to your diet is a practical, low-cost strategy that many seniors and clinicians find helpful, but it is not a guaranteed cure for sarcopenia or joint disease. Some small trials and several clinical observations report improvements in comfort, recovery, and markers of mobility, but results vary between individuals. For meaningful change in strength and independence, food strategies work best alongside resistance exercise, adequate overall protein intake, and management of chronic health conditions under your doctor's guidance. If you have specific medical conditions, especially if you are on multiple medications, take blood thinners, heart or kidney disease, or if you're undergoing cancer treatment, please consult your physician before making major dietary changes. If you're unsure about how any of these ideas interact with your medications or conditions, your primary care provider or a registered dietitian can help you tailor a safe plan. A short recap. Many bone broths are comforting but low in usable collagen. Chicken feet can be a concentrated, affordable source of collagen, gelatin, glucosamine, and chondroitin, reported in some cases to deliver up to 10 times the usable collagen of typical bone broths, depending on preparation. Fish skin provides marine collagen and omega-3s that may be absorbed faster and reduce inflammation. Use as a complement, not a replacement. Small, repeated servings through the day are practical for seniors. A few ounces in the morning, a little in the afternoon, and a small cup before bed are enough to make this approach workable. Watch 3 sabotaging foods: high glycemic white rice, regular alcohol in the evenings, and processed meats like bacon. Simple swaps, quinoa, cutting back on alcohol, and grilled chicken or smoked tempeh can help preserve the benefits of collagen. Use safe cooking practices. Clean feet, blanch first, simmer 4 to 6 hours for land broths, or use a slow cooker with care. Refrigerate promptly and keep salt low. Medical disclaimer. This information is intended for educational purposes and is not medical advice. Dietary changes can affect medications and underlying conditions. Before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you have chronic health conditions or take prescription medications, consult your physician or a registered dietitian. If you found this helpful and want more practical, senior-focused nutrition tips and simple recipes, subscribe and click support if you'd like to help keep these guides coming. Try the week-long experiment and let me know in the comments how you feel. Stories like Margaret's, Robert's, and Dorothy's start with one small, manageable change. Keep your goals in sight: more strength, more confidence, and more days doing what you love.